Well, she's a graduate of Grambling State University and the Southern University Law School, and is now a candidate for District Judge in the 19th JDC. Lyn Legier, a very, very French and Louisiana last name.
Yes.
If you're not from here, how many times do people botch that name if they're not from here? Legier.
Every day. Even people from here.
Even people from here? Oh, that's unacceptable. That's unacceptable. So let's talk about why you are running. You're the first person running for political office this year that we've had on the show in this cycle. So tell me why you're running.
Because I want to be able to speak with people, let people understand how the system works while they're in the courtroom.
Yeah.
Because I've been in the courtroom for so long on the defense side and on some of the civil work. I've been on the plaintiff side, and people really never understand why they're there, especially not our jurors, and how important it is. And so I feel like as a judge and from that platform, if I can help people to understand how the court system works, and then the justice that can come from there, I think that people will be at least a little bit more comfortable coming in.
What is the people talk a lot at East Baton Rouge Parish right now, as you know, we have had some issues with violent crime. Although homicides are down this year and have been down all year, even though people don't really believe that. I think we're down 15% right now in the parish.
We are.
But one of the links in the chain that gets the most private criticism is the court.
Yes.
And what the courts are or are not doing.
Correct.
First, what's your perspective on that criticism, and how would you contribute to the elimination of it?
Well, the main issue is people don't understand the position of judges. Judges, according to the Judiciary Commission, are not allowed to discuss anything.
Mm-hmm.
So if nothing is said, then people can run with it in their minds. That's one part. Then the other part is that people don't understand that people are entitled to bonds to get out. However, like in the old days, if you commit a crime again, while you're out on bond, you can't get out.
Right.
That's just the bottom line.
Right.
And so I think that once we educate the public about what is actually happening, because I think the main concern is repeat offenders.
Mm-hmm.
You know, anybody can get in trouble. Anybody can have a misunderstanding. However, the main concern is how people are committing crimes, getting out, going back and committing another crime. And, you know, back before, we couldn't do that.
You know, I've had this conversation with Chief Paul a number of times, and he has said it even at press conferences. They're arresting the same people over and over and over and over again. So that would tend to mean something is going wrong when they get into the system that doesn't keep them there, or they're getting out and then graduating to the next level of whatever they're doing. How do you address that?
Like I just said, once people get arrested, they go and, you know, commit a crime or however they are, they get a bond. If you get in trouble again, you don't get out. Mm-hmm. That's number one. But then number two, while people are in the process of going through the criminal procedures, then you can do other conditions of bonds. Mm-hmm. You know, you could have them make sure. The biggest issue is, like you spoke with the other man earlier, is the education. While they're out, they need to be educated.
Yeah.
And they need to, because the idle hands is a devil's workshop. We know that already. So while they're out, they need to be accountable and be accountable to someone. Not only be accountable to the court, but also be accountable to our citizens in our communities.
There is no elimination of crime without investment in the community. It can't just be lock them up, lock them up, lock them up. It doesn't work. There's data that proves it doesn't work. You have to make the investment where it's needed the most. You know, as a judge, you're not going to be a pundit. You're not going to be out, you know, and as you said, you're prohibited from doing that. But you do hold a certain distinction of authority in the community.
Correct.
What do you hope to relay to the community that you would serve if you're elected?
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. So I believe that, you know, once I get on the bench, and like you say, from that level of commitment that I'll have, is that we have to go out into the communities. We have to go out, I say, hey, let's adopt, if each one of the judges, which I will make that challenge, if each one of the judges adopt at least 2 elementary schools, so that way they can see that we're out, that we're real people, and that we're concerned. We're not just here to lock people up, or on the civil side, because we will be doing some civil, or even on the civil side to take people's money from one person to the other. If you go out and you educate the children, then you're also educating the parents. And if you adopt the 2 schools, elementary, at that stage, because that's really where it starts. If we do that, and then we also have more of the organizations within our communities, that would help.
Quickly here, how can people learn more about you and your candidacy?
You can go to Lyn for Judge on all platforms.
I don't know what you're going to do during that weekend in September when all those games are going on, but we won't get into that. Thank you so much, Lyn.
Thank you for having me.
All right, you guys have a great weekend. Stay cool, and good luck to all the kids going back to school. God bless all of y'all.